Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to October of 2023, a breath of fresh air as three planets change signs, but importantly for you, a lot of action going on and big significant developments in your money story. It looks pretty good actually, but I have to give you all the details of how that money story may be playing out for you in the month of October, step by step in this video ahead. Before we begin, if you're new to my channel, I am Lori Lothian, a whole sign house Hellenistic astrologer using the traditional Western tropical zodiac, not the sidereal Indian zodiac. And if you want to check out anything I'm doing that's in my description box below, classes, etc., I am doing a webinar for free. Come join me. There are 2 eclipses in October that I can't possibly cover in a short overview video. And because of that, I've got a dedicated webinar free to talk about how to use that Libra eclipse in the middle of the month and that Taurus eclipse at the end of the month based on your rising sign. Come learn from me for free how to use those eclipses. And check out my channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell, because I have so much content, 24 videos to 30 videos a month, and you'll learn a lot about what I'm up to. Asteroids can really help you see your sky in a new way. That's one of my favorite things. And that's that. Let's get on and talk about the sky for you. Well, look at the idea here that you are somebody who has a Scorpio ruled second house of earnings and money. And that allows for every second year in your life, Lord Mars, your Scorpio ruler, the ruler of that second house Libra, to move into his own domain of Scorpio and support your finances. And that's kind of the biggest story I'm seeing here for you, but there's many others as well we'll talk about. You know, if Mars is coming into his domain, his kingdom, Scorpio, that means he's going to do what he can in a rulership way. And he actually does even die in the heart of the sun here in November. And we'll be talking about that on my channel because it's going to change your earning strategy for 2 years. But just this month, what you're doing is you're having Mars clean it up. He's got his sword and he's pruning the dead wood. What are you spending on? You don't need to spend. Where should you be saving? You might want to become a self-starter with this energy. And as Mars is moving through your Scorpio house starting October the 12th through to November 24th, you might even start your own company, your own business, or something like that. But he's also invisible and we can't see him in the sky in October, November, and December. And that means he's doing some undercover work in your finances. He's stealthy. He's working behind the scenes to get you in good financial working order. As he moves through your second house, you may eliminate not only things that you don't need to buy or spend money on and prune your spending. And you have to watch for overspending sometimes. He's exuberant here, but in Scorpio, he's dignified. So I think he's going to prune your spending, but he also may prune your eating, drinking, smoking, and anything you put in your mouth and help you eliminate those things that are no longer good for you. You see, he was going through the sign of Libra before this, and he was therefore challenging you directly. He put a sword in your hand, and he's asking you to cut out those love relationships, business partners, and people in general across the way, even clients you no longer wish to see. So you had a big kind of way that you were attacking your love partner, your significant other, your business partners, and your audience with a very strong motive, will, and declarative energy, like, this is what I want. But however, as you know, Mars doesn't like the sign of Libra so much. He's trying to be diplomatic when he just wants to lop someone's head off. So you may have been struggling with that, those tendencies to want to lop your partner, business partner, love partner's head off, and yet you had to be diplomatic. Anyway, thank God that's over by October 12th, and the heat is off those situations for you. And now you can start to focus on the money story through October 12th to November the 24th. When Mars is moving through the second house, your speech may be sharp. You may be speaking more boldly. You may be using your power of speech in a more effective way. It's good for dental work, dental surgery, and things to do with face and dermabrasion, lasers, and cutting and cosmetics. He's good at that stuff, and he's in the house of your face. And so face, teeth, throat, jaw, all of that, he can support success in that area as well. So make those dental appointments, have the dental work done, see if you don't need to have anything fixed. It's a good time for cavity repair as well. Now, the other thing I want to talk about here is that, you know, as Mars is going into the heart of the sun here later in November, it's really going to make a big change in your life regarding the way you make money. Some of you may even change like whole lifestyles and careers and retire out of one career and start something new. I really encourage you to subscribe to the channel so you'll be ready to hear about that. It's going to be a really in-depth video about the Mars cycles and how they change your life every 2 years. So in this case, it's a rare rare changing of the guard of your earnings that you haven't seen for at least 3 decades. Now, when we move into the next story, it's Venus. Now, Venus is goddess of love and money, and she spent 4 months in Leo, and she's changing signs after being there June, July, August, September. On October the 8th, she slides out into the sign of Virgo from that Leo space. Now, Leo for you should have felt good. You should have kind of had a feeling during that transit that you were kind of golden, like the golden touch, the Midas touch in greater career gains, money from your career, reputation, promotions, raises, maybe finding that you were really enjoying the company of friends, maybe enjoying the company of colleagues, maybe experiencing a feeling of boisterous socialization, excitement in new groups of friends that you may have made during that time, and even favors from older siblings, or just a sense of a lot of lushness in the earnings part of your life from career endeavors. That does, however, as I say, come to a close. And, now that Venus moves on October the 8th into Virgo and will be there until October 22nd, you're basically looking at a time in which you're going to be looking more closely at your sexuality, bed pleasures, your addictions and self-sabotage, your psychology of your life, your inner life. This is a time, because of Juno traveling with her through your 12th house, that you may be looking at commitment in relationship and questioning what level you want, but it also can be contractual agreements with others and business in foreign countries as a result of that transit, which goes through your sky, again, October 5th to the 21st. Venus is not in her dignity here, and she is the Lord of your sign. This is a time when you don't really get to see her or feel her or touch her. She's busy sort of underground in that 12th house, or doing backroom things that you can't quite get your eyes on. And then she'll deliver what she's worked on when she moves into Libra. And then you can actually engage her directly. And that will tell you what you're doing with this, story. Did I give you the dates that she moves into the Virgo story? I might not have. She moves into Virgo October the 8th to November the 8th. Well, be careful for secret love affairs, or your own secret love affairs, or shocking secret love affairs, or shocks around secret love affairs. When she's in your 12th house, just keep your eye on that. Okay, it's not that that's going to happen in your life or you will engage in that, but sometimes it does occur. Your pleasures and what brings you pleasures will be a focus. You have to be careful for not overindulging in addictive pleasures, but she is prioritizing health in Virgo, so you may not do it as robustly as other signs. Next, Mercury is doing a 3-sign stint. He's going to finish his 2-month stay in Virgo. That's an awful long time for him. That's rare. We haven't seen him in your 12th house since 2016 for that long, really, the 3rd week of August, and he's finally leaving there on October the 5th. Now, his long stay in your 12th house could really have been good for marketing, selling, merchandising, or traveling to foreign countries for business, or things to do with business endeavors with a country that's a foreign country, foreign from your home place, international company, and all of that, or negotiating backroom deals and backroom deals and negotiations for better career success. So all that was ongoing for a long, long time. And then Mercury gets the hell out of that 12th house, and he's done. He's wiping his hands clean of it in October around the 5th and moving into the house of you, into Libra. And when he's here in Libra, he's all about helping you communicate and be more successful in what you wish to create through your ideas, communication, ideas, selling and marketing, and merchandising. You're going to have this sort of powered up energy around all of those things. And what are the dates of that? It's going to be October the 5th to the 21st. I hope I did Venus right. I'm going to correct myself because it's been a long day. I might have told you earlier that Venus will be in Virgo on those dates, but Venus is in Virgo October 8th to November 8th. So I apologize if I got that one wrong. So as Mercury's moving then into this stay in your first house, capitalize on it. This is a really good time to write a proposal, to sign a contract, to create a contract, to negotiate a deal for work, for anything. This is a really good time for you to come up with new ideas, especially ones that are strategic and that can open up new business opportunities. You're going through a time with that South Node transit in the house of you, where there can be a lot of pressure for you to let go of elements of your life that you thought you wanted to keep, but it's time to release them. And that's true until January of 2025. Well, that North Node is propelling and pushing you to expand your audience, marketplace, outreach, but also maybe your marriage. If you have a marriage, it's time to grow that relationship, the long-term committed love relationship. It's root bound in the pot. It needs a bigger pot to grow. You've got to expand it or it will not last. So be aware of that. Time to expand that relationship. And as Mercury goes through that first house transit, October 5 to 21st, he may be giving you ideas about how to make that expansion in that existing business or love partnership in your life. So listen to your ideas during that time frame. They could be brilliant, brilliant ideas that really give you a clue about what the heck you're supposed to do next. Okay, especially in that career space as well. Then on the end of that narrative, October, like the 22nd onward into the end of the month, he's going to move into Scorpio where he joins Mars. Now that can be really powerful for your money story. You may be passionately driven to make changes in your money stuff, spending or earnings, selling and marketing. You may aggressively sell something like a home or aggressively sell a possession in order to make money, but you can just as much be driven and passionate and feeling the ardor for some kind of financial success that you're going to be able to literally drive to achieve by November 24th. And having that beginning of that Mercury support for that starting October 22nd through 3 weeks is going to be very helpful. Okay, you're going to love that Mars Mercury engine that's going to shine in your earnings house. Ideas for money, negotiating better contracts for money, powerfully engaging active, decisions and action that can create your financial glow up regarding, again, a lot of times marketing and selling. But also selling something, like sell your homes, drive to sell your home, sell your possessions, sell your car, sell something. All right, buy and sell, by the way, with that Mercury transit through your second house are possible. October 22nd to the end of the month. Let's go ahead down and break up the sky in terms of chronology. We're going to go bit by bit through the chronology of the month. And I'm kind of looking at you guys, but not. So hi again. I'm looking at a chart behind the scenes. So let's go ahead and talk Libra about this step by step. We open strong. We open lovely energy with a Mercury still in Virgo, your 12th house, trining Pluto. Pluto at the very tail end of a, since 2011 journey through your 4th house. So a lot of you Libras have felt a lot of death of mother, death of family of origin members, a lot of deep intensity around land, property, and homeland, maybe even changing your home or homeland more than once. Now, anyway, Pluto is at the end of that journey and the end of the 4th house, and there's a trine from Mercury that can literally mean communications, buying, selling, or travel to and from a foreign land during that window of October 1st to the 3rd. It may also mean that you wish to learn something that's going to significantly improve your life when it comes to your real estate and property stuff. Mercury here can be very much about news and information and messages from foreigners that impact your powerful wealth glow from things you're doing in and from your home. October 1st to the 7th, to the 3rd or 4th. Moving forward, and he's also at the same time opposite Neptune. So watch for an opportunity to really ditch a coworker that's bad for you, get out of a work situation that's difficult and you don't really want to be in it, or make some strong communications around things to do with, or changes or ideas around getting rid of addictions and self-undoing. Time to figure out how and why, research, understand how to quit something that you may not want to do that can be quite a sabotaging addiction. And that's going to be really supported by Mars as well, moving through your 2nd house. Time to quit the whatever you do, the weed, the vape, even workaholism, especially for a Libra rising. Moving forward on the 8th to the 10th of the month, there's going to be a Mars square Pluto, and that is tense energy. And the 8th to the 10th also has Venus opposite Saturn. Long story short, it's a gnarly time. 8th to the 10th of the month of October, everybody should be laying low. Mars is squaring Pluto from your 2nd house of money, earnings, spending, and self-worth and savings, and Pluto in the 4th house of property, home, land, and real estate. Is that right? Oh, sorry. I apologize. October the 12th, Mars is still okay. October 8th to 10th, Mars is in Libra. Sorry, I apologize. It's been a long day of recording. Mars is at the tail end with the south node of your house of your identity. And you're the one with that sword that I told you you're wielding at your significant others and business partnerships and telling them to, cut out, get, whatever, buck up or shape up or something. And as this Mars is still in your hand, the sword is in your hand, especially late degree Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. South Node is release, let go, and surrender, but it's squaring Pluto in the fourth house. This can be a real domestic squabble, a real difficult time, explosive time, a challenging power and control struggle time with somebody in your home that you live with. Cupido is down there adding to the fuel to the fire of passionate disagreements or disconnects with those that you live with, but you may also want to passionately disconnect from a home, a property, or somewhere that you're living even. And there's some engagement with Saturn this month as well that can suggest a possible change of home regarding property that you would rent or lease. And then at the same time, this Mars sword is in your hand, squaring Pluto in your house of your home and people in your home. Venus is opposite Saturn. Now, Venus will be opposite Saturn from your 12th house of yourself and doing in addictions, and Saturn is in the house of things that you do that aren't good for your health. And this could be a real turning point in some self-sabotaging addictive thing for your health. It could also be a change in your job situation as well, but you're trying to find some kind of balance between what gives you pleasure and what you want and what you desire, maybe even unconsciously, and what Saturn says is good for you and realistic in your health and in your work situation. So there's kind of a health pleasure, work pleasure clash, okay? October 8th to the 10th. October 12th to the 14th, Mars is in a flow to Saturn, a trine from the money and earnings house to the work and job house. And this is also the health house to the food house. So food and ingestions of substances flowing in a way to stabilize your health by changing your diet style or your addiction style, out of the addiction she goes or he goes, or very much a really strong energy around drive and ambition and hard work to cross finish lines, the will to succeed in lasting ways, enduring power to drive for something you're passionate and willful for that creates greater success through job and earnings and career stories. Okay, that's a real strong energy for you. It's positive. You haven't seen this kind of power. Mars in the sign of Scorpio is dignity, trining Saturn in the sign of Pisces since 1995. If you're old enough to remember 1995 this time of year, you might remember how it went for you. Okay, but we're back. We might be able to connect the dots in some way. Then we move forward to October the 19th to 21st. And right in the middle, on the 20th of October, is a Cazimi, Mercury in the heart of the sun. That's what this whole story is about. It's a reset button in Libra, resetting your health, resetting your agenda about what you want, resetting your identity. A big Libra reset button as Mercury dies in the heart of the sun and is born anew. Mercury on the 20th gets divine downloads directly for you. I will have a Mercury retrograde webinar. It may be underneath this video. By the time I get these videos out, please think about signing up, along, of course, with my eclipse webinars. Those are for free and you'll learn a lot you won't get here on YouTube. More details, more content, more insight. Now, with Mercury in the heart of the sun here in Libra, he's also conjunct Persephone, the asteroid of the abducted one by Pluto, dragged to the underworld, but then who became the victor by becoming the queen of heaven underworld, the queen of the underworld, and very powerful. So if you've ever felt a victim of circumstance, a victim of a situation of any kind, then you're going to rise out of that victimhood for sure with the help of that Cazimi that happens on the 20th of the month of October. But that Cazimi is also in a square to Pluto, putting Pluto at the bending of the nodes of fate with a Cazimi conjunct the south node. Wow. So there's a pivotal turning point regarding your legacy wealth, your mother, your family of origin, your ancestral line, your family and childhood wounds, and the place you live or the home that you, land you stand on, that this is a big reset button. It can definitely reset your significant love relationship, but you may heal a wound by digging under the surface to find out more about your life and your childhood and who you are and who you were. I mean, there's so many ways this can play out. In a practical way, it definitely can look like, well, it can even look like a new beginning regarding wealth through property or inheritances as well with that Cazimi on October the 19th. October 21st to the 24th is a positive time. It's really one of my happiest weeks of October. Venus will trine Jupiter, while the sun will trine Saturn. Flow, ease, luck, and grace. Venus will be in your 12th house in Virgo, and she will trine Jupiter in the whole sign house system in your 8th house of chunky money. Now, this can be a financial windfall. This can be a a chunk of commission money, royalty income, paychecks, money generated from foreign shores and foreign lands and foreigners. It can be an inheritance story as well, or even something significant coming out of your investments in the stock market positively. So there's this financial glow up. We have to watch a little bit with Venus out of dignity. It's not as good as it could be, but Jupiter's in her house in Taurus and he's taking care of her business for her. She's just feeling a little bit under the weather in her fallen condition in Virgo. You may find an opportunity that involves contracts and agreements and financial gain coming your way, for example, during October 21 to 24th. It may be involved in career. It can be if your midheaven is in the Cancerian 10th house in the whole sign house system. It could also be like a sign-on bonus or a commission structure from your work or a payout, or even a severance package if you want to leave your job, for example. But you get a nice little financial blessing here around October 21 to 24. And also you have the sun trining Saturn at the same time. Now, Saturn is in your house of your job and your health stuff, as well as pets and tenancies. And the trine or the flow is the sun moving through the sky in Scorpio. And that could look like more of an energy here of an opportunity to sign a contract or agreement. Mercury, Mars are together, connected to your workplace. There's definitely a financial glow up energy here in the work environment as well. But also because you're maybe trying to quit something that isn't good for you, it could also be a big breakthrough and a real solid turning point around October 21 to the 24th. Not everyone who's a Libra is trying to quit something that's bad for them, but a lot of you may be having that on your radar. October 27th through the 30th, there is a very rare event, like last seen in 1999, before that 1976. And that's going to be the condition of Mars in Scorpio opposite Jupiter in Taurus. Jupiter's retrograde, and retrograde isn't weak for him. He's just inward. He's more like trailing over old ground, trying to give you a do-over, a second chance on places that you were lucky but not lucky enough. So that is your chunky money: stock investments, banking, mortgages, loans, credit cards, credit card debt, taxes, insurance payouts, things to do with spousal shared resources and business partner resources, royalty money, passive income. You get the drift. That kind of money, Jupiter's going back until June the 29th to go over old ground to really stabilize stuff in that part of your chart, and then going direct after December 29th through to the end of May. I mean, honestly, that for a lot of Libras can be an inheritance transit, this whole thing. But as he's retrograding, he comes into this opposition from Mars, and Mars is conjunct Mercury at the time. So there's a real tension between your spending and your savings and your investments and your big treasure chest. There's kind of like explosiveness because Mars Jupiter is explosive. Mars is stronger, and the explosion is in your earnings and savings energy, your resources, what you have possession of. Now, I know that Mars can overspend in the second house, but he is in dignity. But this could be a moment of come to Jesus moment, kind of praise the Lord Jesus, help me moment, where you're realizing you have to fix some kind of situation, and it feels really intense regarding your financial condition. Alrighty. Because there's kind of a whole sign trine from Jupiter to Pluto in your fourth house, this can involve buying or selling real estate or property, closing out debts for credit cards, or refinancing something. And the tension around that and the action you're taking is very intense, October 27th to the 30th. And if you do remember 1999, around the same time of year, maybe there were events that were similar. October the 31st, Venus, the Lord of your sign. And such a strong note. She's going to trine Uranus. I mean, you can't ask for anything better. And that's going to lend itself to some kind of exciting, positive, unexpected sweetness here between Venus in your 12th house of foreign shores and lands, bed pleasures, and Uranus. Now, that could be really like an unexpected opportunity for some outside the box sex and going into a new territory sexually and having excitement, or it could be an unexpected financial gain and you're going to really love it, especially if it involves anything to do with foreign shores and foreign lands, or the outcome of some backroom deals and secret negotiations. All of those are going to blast out October 31st and feel really good for you. I'm going to finish with you guys and talk about the Libra eclipse, because you are a Libra, although I encourage you to come to the webinar. On October 14th, that Libra eclipse is happening at 21 Libra. And that for a lot of you is, going to really be the beginning of a series of eclipses over the next year and a half. that will ask you to significantly let go of an identity that doesn't fit who you are. So obviously, a sun or a moon or a rising degree around 21 degrees, let's say between 18 and 24 degrees of Libra, you really feel the import of an eclipse on October 14th, but it will not unfold on the day. But you might want to take notes about that day. It will unfold in the 6 months that follow, and so to some degree, even the month that builds up before that eclipse, okay, like mid-September, because you're making changes, all of you Libras, over the next 2 years to your body, to your identity, to your sense of your whole life and what you want and don't want. Warning, warning, warning. It's a depleting, letting go, surrendering, releasing South Node energy. And therefore, you must be very cautious not to overdo anything and take care of your physical body during that transit. There's a temptation to overfocus on your partner, on your marriage partner, on your business partner, on your clients, on your market, on your audience, at the expense of yourself during the next year and a half. And the first time you may be aware of that dynamic will begin to be clearer to you this October's eclipse and in the 6 months that follow. Thanks for listening for this video on October. Don't forget, if you're new to my channel and you haven't liked before, please do like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That little bell is really great to know about when I'm having live premieres, and you get to join me in the live chat. I do those every video that I put out. Second of all, if you haven't ever tried my Patreon community and want to give me a try, bunch of free gifts this month, $80 of value, and you can leave and take the gifts with you. You're going to get a chance to see what it's like inside my private community, where we have up to 3 Zoom meetings a month in smaller group settings. Depending on your tier, you get access to 1 or more of those. And at this month, you get 2 free courses, my Synastry course and my Chiron, your Key to Purpose course, and my 12 videos, all signs, 1 hour each for 2023. And hey, we still have a few months left, and you might want to see what I said is going to happen in my long form videos for you as a Libra sun, moon, and rising. Get that content for free from the stuff that I put out last fall. It is a $44 value. Thanks for listening, everybody. I really appreciate it, and be well and enjoy your October. It is intense, eclipse season, but it is also for you not too shabby for your money story. All right, take care. Bye-bye.